Hey guys, this is Pharaoh 2091, and welcome back to Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations Miles Edgeworth. Last time we left off, it seems that we really got Ambassador Alba now, or should I say, ex-Ambassador Alba. That's right, Agent Lane came out of nowhere and says, well, you're no longer an ambassador. And then Gumshoe came out from the other side, and he's like, well, I found his pushcart, and there was blood on it. So it's like, man, this guy's looking guiltier and guiltier, every second. So now we're going to go ahead and hear his testimony about his movements while he was in Albast after he returned from that ceremony. After I returned to Albast, I had my picture taken of the Steel Samurai shaking hands. Then, just as I was about to start my speech, the Yagarasu appeared. I feared for the national treasure, so I raced back to my office. Is that all? Yes, that's all.
Objection!
It looks like you left out a few things, such as the murder of Damas II. Furthermore, you left out the part after the meeting with me in your office. Those trifling matters. I don't believe I need to speak of those things again. Gee, sometimes the game has to speed up its text sometimes, or whatever. I do so hate to waste time. What? You! Is not every life precious? Do you really need me to answer that for you? People like you cannot be allowed to wander freely through society. Then you better try hard, because I doubt you'll find a single contradiction. He's really full of himself, isn't he? Yes, he is. How can he be so confident at a time like this? Come, don't be shy. Go ahead and ask whatever you like. Now, see, I believe this is one of the few times in the game where you simply just had to press on every statement, because it really doesn't seem any type of contradiction here from what I can tell. Because what he said really did happen. So why was it only with the Steel Samurai? I thought the Pink Princess was also around. The Pink Princess was suffering from a bad hip at that time. The doctors recommended that she rest. Wow, so you do have a soft side after all. The pain of a bad hip. I suppose none of you can really understand how it feels. Oh, so you tend to strain your back as well, huh? But isn't that just because you're normally all hunched over? Oh, that's true. You do need to keep up the act no matter what, I suppose. Huh. The point is not to discuss my back problems. For about 15 minutes after our handshake, I was in my office preparing for the speech. And just as he was about to appear, the Yagarasu appeared. Or so he thinks, when actually didn't we say that it was just shadows. The lights casting the shadows.
Hold it!
That Yagarasu was just a trick that you had set up. A most amusing joke. How do you propose that I set it up? If you really want to know, I can explain it in detail for you. You arranged the spotlights and rose gardens so that when you were to take the stage, the audience would see the Yagarasu's shadow. Oh, that is an interesting tale. Sadly, it has nothing to do with me. You! What's it gonna take for you to fess up to anything? Very well then, let's move on to a different question. After the Yagarasu appeared, what was the state of the Rose Garden? Everyone took refuge inside the embassy. I even helped with the effort. After everyone was inside, well... And he's saying that he raced back to his office because he's scared the treasure's going away. And what happened after you returned to your office? I don't want to keep on repeating this. However, upon my return, I had that stroke of bad luck and bumped into Mask Man.
Objection!
And I don't want to keep on repeating this either, but his name was Damas II. Who cares what he was called? By the time he got to the Prima statue that he was supposed to steal, it had already been swapped for a fake. Talk about an unlucky man, being bludgeoned to death with a fake statue. Oh, I guess she's pissed. Miss Montgomery's really letting her whip fly now. No! I think the scary part is her silence while she's doing it. She must be in that limit of her patience as well. But physical attacks are meaningless here. Only evidence will suffice. Ugh! I can't find a single flaw in his argument. At this rate, I won't be able to prove that he actually is guilty of anything. Are we finished here? Miles Edgeworth, can you not come up with how the body was moved into Babel? Sir! Mr. Edgeworth! He's proving so much. Is he gonna get away with it? No. No! Is this the end? I better not be. Who was that? It appears that we made it just in time. Oh, okay. It would be a great honor if you would allow us to be your allies in battle. Evil Magistrate, it is time for you to pay. I'm very confused. It's the Steel Samurai? No, you are mistaken, for I am Steel Samurai Daddy, married man of Neo Old Tokyo. And this is Pink Princess Mommy. Edgy Poo! No! The two people I wanted to see the least. Larry! What are you doing here? Way to show your gratitude, Edgy. We just want to help. Yeesh. I'm gonna get the bag out of a single thrust of my samurai. Go away! Okay, I'm sorry, that was funny. Him pointing, it's like, just get out of here! How can you be so mean to us, Edgy Poo? All three of us came to lend a hand. This is how you treat us? Well, isn't this grand? And I see they managed to find an iron infant. Does that really matter right now? Hey, is this me or is the iron infant completely soaked? Huh? Oh, yeah. I found him in Babel, but he was in the middle of the pool. Wait a second! Larry, go back to what you just said. It appears that we made it. Not that far back! Something about finding the iron infant in Babel. And he found it in a pool? I don't recall that being one in Babel. Oh, that! Well, I was in Albas the whole time, so I had no idea how the iron infant wound up in Babel. I thought I had lost him in the Rose Garden, but I guess maybe this cute kid can swim, huh? Wait, what? Larry, you lost the iron infant in the Rose Garden. Are you sure about that? Yeah, I'm sure. But I found him in... That's enough, Larry. The iron infant that Larry lost managed to move between the two countries. Furthermore, the iron infant was found soaked in the middle of a pool? This is what I've been looking for. It's another smuggling route between the countries. The key to the route the iron infant took to travel to Babel is... Well, not the Agarasu, I wouldn't say counterfeiting. Bilateral symmetry. It sounds scientific-y and, well, it sounds right. I'm going with that. Ah, that's right. 17 was built with bilateral symmetry in mind. Oh yeah, they're both kind of the same construction and whatnot. Detective Gumshoe! Yes, sir! There is a location I wish for you to examine post-haste. It is where I believe the route used to smuggle Mr. Cochin's body lies. Does something like that really exist, sir? An embassy built on bilateral symmetry, meaning that this is where we need to examine. Now, as we said, built of bilateral symmetry, everything's nearly the same. But as you can see here, on the Albastian side, there's a pool. But on the Babylese side, there isn't. But could that mean that maybe somewhere it's covered up? So let's see if he can check like around this area to see if there's going to be like a pool he can find. Yes, sir! I'll be back before you know it! It's too late. It doesn't matter what you do now, it's all a waste of time. You will stay here with us and wait. This is Edgeworth. Mr. Edgeworth! It's here, sir! There's a reservoir here, just like in the Rose Garden. Just as I suspected. What is it? The two sides of this MC are mirror images of each other, which means that there's also a pool at the corresponding location on the Babyliss side. The Scorch's body was moved into the Babel through the pool of Alabast. Avoiding a topic with a vague answer like that is unbecoming of a prosecutor. If you don't mind, I'd like to see more physical proof if you have any. The Iron Infant is positively soaked in water. Why do you think that is? It's because he was fished out of a pool, but not just any pool. It was the Babyliss one. I think it's pretty obvious at this point what must be true. The water reservoirs in the two courtyards are connected. And where's your proof that the two sides are connected? The proof is right there before your eyes. The half-giant Iron Infant. What? This blasted doll! Miss Edgeworth, I'm back. Hey, don't tell me you guys figured everything out without me. We did, thanks to this hero just as a son. Even if he is just a doll, he managed to help foil the villain. Hey, Mr. Prosecutor, look, I don't want to say this, but it's kind of unlikely that the body just happened to have passed through the Babel. This guy's a doll and he's small, so I can believe it. I can believe he made it, but he has a point. Ha! Yes, that's right. I'm glad someone here understands. Mr. Edgeworth, are you gonna next propose that a dead man can swim through a pipe? You see, Mr. Prosecutor, our chase after this man is far from over. Agent Lang. Why is he helping Mr. Alba out now? He's not. He's realized the flaw of my argument and is helping to move the logic along. In which case, I should return a favor and find an answer. And another thing, Mr. Coach's body was found in his office in Babel. So what happened to his body after it was transported to the open-air stage? Mr. Alba had an accomplice in Babel, remember? You mean Shi-Na, right? With her there, you can see how it was possible to move the body up to the office. Are you seriously claiming that she swam through the connecting pipe with the body? He's right. Shi-Na would drown if she did that. It's hard to imagine that she swam through the connecting pipe. It looks like her hypothesis about how the body was moved is still only half-baked. In the end, it's all just a befuddled musings of an accusatory, a man who accuses people. My God. Now then, I believe you should go ahead and give up and allow me passage. Because from the start, there was no feasible method of transporting the body. What? Mr. Prosecutor, recall Shi-Na's movements. What was happening? Excuse me. What was happening in the MC around the time Miss Shi-Na was in Babel? Ooh, if only there was a way to get rid of the water in a pool. Get rid of the water. Aha! That's it! Now, I believe this time we really are done, right? Huh. Unfortunately for you, it's far from over, Mr. Alba. You are a most persistent man. Are you saying that you've thought of a way to move the body through the water? Move the body through the water? That's completely unrelated to how it was done. Excuse me? The reason I say that is because there wasn't any water there at the time. What do you mean there wasn't any water? Just what it sounds like. Tonight's events made it possible to drain the water, allowing the body to be moved. And that would actually be... Let's see if I can find it. The fires. Because if you remember, the way to extinguish the fires was through the reservoirs, those fountains. Because we found them out from the Albastian side. So it could be because to get rid of the fires in Babel, they use the water there.
Take that!
Tonight, the Yatagarasu set fire to a variety of locations in the Babylese embassy. In order to put the fires out, much of the reservoir's water was used. Of course, when the water was used, the reservoir's water level went down. If enough water was drained, the connecting pipe could be used to traverse the border. Huh. So what? The water level went down? The reservoirs were connected. Does any of this matter? You can't prove any of this. Huh. Pretending to be ignorant won't work with me. We both know what kind of situation we're in right now. Even in a game, there comes a critical game-changing moment. A moment in which you hit a wall that you must overcome in order to beat the game. I haven't lost yet. I found the route you use to smuggle the body, and that route will lead to your defeat. Even if all the water was used by a firefighting effort, you still can't really call that a smuggling route. I know that. I should have figured that you would notice. Hey, Mr. Alba, how deep are those pools anyway? I'll have you know those pools are extremely deep. And there are no ladders or footholds along the walls either. It would be difficult for Shi-Na to hold the body and climb out of the pool. Ladders or footholds along the way? There was no need for such things. What do you mean? If one were to use a certain something, they could go up and down a pool at will. Oh, it looks like you got an answer already. Well, what are you waiting for, Mr. Prosecutor? Enlighten us already. The way in which Miss Shi-Na and the body were able to rise up to ground level. If there was a way to control the water level, that could be the way to move the body was moved. This was used so the body and Miss Shi-Na could move up and down in the pool. Well, the only way I can think about it is like there must be some type of device to raise the water level. And the only thing we got here are these fountain sprouts. It auto refills the water when the water level is too low. So if it's too low, then the water level rises. She can swim up with the body.
Take that!
Mr. Alba used the fountain sprouts in a manner of speaking. He used the fountain sprouts? How so? The water level in the pools can be controlled by opening and closing the sprouts. The Shi-Na and the body were lifted upward by their buoyancy in water. The fire on the Babylese side and the firefighting effort, these were set in motion all for the sake of smuggling Mr. Cochin's body. Ugh! Shall I show you where the final destination of my train of logic leads? First, Mr. Alba closed the fountain sprouts in advance, in preparation of things to come. Then he took the pushcart that was brought to the Rose Garden and pushed it along with the Iron Infant and Mr. Cochin's body into the pool. At this time, Miss Shi-Na was busy conveniently starting the first fire in Babel. And then made for the open-air stage's pool to wait for the firefighting effort to begin. When the firefighters used the water in that pool, the water level went down. And by that time the fire was put out, the pipe between the two pools was exposed. This is when she pushed the pushcart from Alabas to Babel. Once that was accomplished, Mr. Alba simply opened the fountain sprouts once more. And the water level rose up to its original level along with Shi-Na and a body. After that, Miss Shi-Na used the pushcart to carry the body up to the Secretariat's office. There is an elevator in the embassy, after all. So you see, even with her small frame, she could have easily transported Mr. Cochin's body. And that wraps up my thorough explanation of how the body was moved. Ugh! No! Well, ex-Ambassador Alba, what do you think? Not so untouchable without your precious executorial rights to protect you, are you? I knew you could do it, Mr. Edgeworth. Way to fight back! You accuse me of moving a body across country lines. But when you get down to the nitty-gritty, you don't have what it takes to indict me. The nitty-gritty? What does the old man want now? proof? I believe that's what he seeks. Yes, proof. Without any, who's to say whether or not any of what you say really happened? He wants proof? What are we going to do, Mr. Edgeworth? There's no need to worry. I've had all the proof we need all along. The body wasn't the only thing to go through the pool's connecting pipe tonight. Just as Detective Gumshoe found that pushcart in an open-air stage area, so too did I find one other item there. And that piece of evidence is what will prove that the pools were a smuggling route. This was another thing that was smuggled over to Babal's open stage area. And I know you guys might be thinking, what the hell could it be? And remember this little thing right here, the pick. It was wet for whatever reason and was found at the open-air stage. Could it be that it fell over to Albastian's side and went through and went to the other side? Just maybe.
Take that!
What else would it be wet? And what exactly is this? You have no idea, do you? This little piece that I found on the Beverly's side will be your undoing. A guitar pick. What would you care to explain how? Would you care to explain how that is going to do me in, as it were? Much to your chagrin, perhaps, but this is not a guitar pick. What? This is something I found at the open-air stage, which was transported with the body. And naturally, I assume that you would recognize it, since you took a photo with it, after all. But since you don't, allow me to fill you in on what I found at the stage it actually belongs to. So it's not actually a pick, but it looks like a missing piece of something. And wasn't this knife missing a pedal? Huh. It seems like we finally have something going on here.
Take that!
Let's take a good look at the murder weapon that was used to kill Manny Cochin. On the handle of the knife, there is a beautifully blooming flower. However, it would appear that it's missing a single petal. Now, let's see what happens when we try to fit this pick into that open slot. It's a perfect fit! I assume that the petal must have fallen off the flower during Mr. Cochin's murder. And then, it was accidentally placed into the pushcart along with Mr. Cochin's body. That's an interesting story, nothing more. Oh, I assume it's more than just a story. Because for some odd reason, this flower petal was wet when I found it. It was wet? You say? Yes, and the only place it could have gotten wet from is the open stage air's pool. Now I ask you, how did a part of the weapon which was smuggled into the theater wind up in an open-air stage area on the Babalese side of the embassy? I don't think I need to waste any words explaining this, as this petal explains it all for me. It proves that someone went through the Rose Gardens pool and threw it into Babal. Impossible! The people of Zangfa have been waiting to see you face to face, Mr. Alba. I'll tell everyone back home we'll be there soon. You should be happy. Why? Why? It's a little late to be asking you that question. You should have known from the very beginning. When you took your first life. No matter how you may plot and how you may try to cover it all up, you can never hide from your crime and what you've done. Because we're here to see to it that justice is served to people like you. You can't call what you've given a perfect argument. You know, I don't think this guy's gonna ever admit to his wrongdoings, Mr. Edgeworth, because he values himself above all else. People who can't be negotiated with are people who refuse to admit when they're lost. I don't believe those kinds of people really exist because everyone breaks eventually. You're right. In that case, I have no choice but to use all the evidence I have. I'll use it until he breaks under the weight of his crimes. Mr. Alba, I request that you testify once more. This really will be the end of the line. And it definitely will be, because this is the final save point of the game. Or the final, break point in the game. Because after this is the final push into finally revealing what the hell happened. And after this point, there's going to be one final testimony, one final rebuttal, and we'll just clear everything out. So we're very, very, very close to figuring out everything, guys. Although it pretty much makes sense already, it's not there exactly, but we're right there. So next time is pretty much going to be my final recording session for this game. And, well, after that, we're done. So, yeah. We'll just have to save the rest for next time, guys. So, as usual, thank you all for watching. And I'll see you guys next time for Let's Play Ace Attorney Investigations, Miles Edgeworth. I'll see you guys later.